Super Dave here from Super Dave's Cave and the Average American News. Listen, guys, they're talking about how nobody can afford to take a vacation. You can't take a vacation because everything has gotten so out of control expensive, it's unbelievable. You can't save a dime. We couldn't keep our health insurance. It was too much money, $13,000. 22,000 employees at my wife's company. The most you can make as a regular employee is $9 an hour. There is no advancement. My wife is stuck where she's at. It's never going to get any better for her. Yeah, she's doing a lot better than the other people, but it's not going to, it'll never get any better. Um, every time you turn around, the electric companies and the utility companies are jacking your rates up as they're loading their pockets. Our AEP, the guy who runs AEP here in West Virginia, who can't keep the power on here in West Virginia or the trees trimmed or anything like that after being here for 40 years. And like I said, I would say about 3 million man hours for both companies, ASBLIF and AEP, and we can't keep power on here. People freeze during the winter time. They left us without power for two weeks in the worst weather that you could have possibly imagined. People died as a result of it. Um, but the guy that runs the place, he makes $12 million a year. So while we're getting our stuff jacked up, he's accepting even bigger. He gets stocks plus his salary. So this guy's just raking in money to screw me and you. How much longer do we keep on putting up with this crap? Honestly, I'm asking you. I mean, am I wrong on this? Should we not be concerned that every time we turn around that they're increasing our cost of living while our paychecks don't go up? We don't have a 401k. We don't even have health insurance anymore. Couldn't do it. Just impossible. I went to get some new car insurance. My new rates are like $159 for just basic liability from 61. I'm like, what's going on? Well, that's it's based on your credit. Shut the fuck up. Let me tell you something. And as far as my credit goes, if you haven't been paid for something, that's because you didn't deserve to get paid. And because I'm not a corporate entity or something, apparently I can't fix any of this unless I'm bend over backwards, take it in the ass, and pay you people that I don't feel need to be paid. But then you put that on my credit report so that we can never borrow money. We can never get a credit card. I've never had a credit card in my life. Never, folks. Ever. Never. Never had a car loan in my life. Never had a bank loan. Just because I've never been able to get one. Since I've been 18 years old, every time I look at my credit or something, I tried to fix it a couple times. I had a woman steal my identity back in the 80s, a girl I was dating. Said she was my wife, opened up a bunch of she opened up a bank account, got checks. She opened up a shoe account and a jewelry account. 7 years after I not with her, I get a phone call telling me I've got to pay $10,000 for all this debt. And I'm like, no, I don't. I was never married to her. It still got applied to my account for, I don't know, a couple years. It screwed up my credit. It's been like that constantly. Then my credit has been stolen. In the last couple years, it's been stolen 4 times. But everything on there is still on us. And Experian, just in case anybody doesn't know, Experian Credit isn't even an American company. They're stationed out of London. Okay. The other new organization called My Life is out of Myanmar. So we have people who don't know us, who live in a completely another country, using information against us. I already took care of that My Life thing. That was, well, me and them had a real vicious conversation. And I told them, either my stuff comes off of there, or I'll sue you. And if I have to, I'll jump on an airplane. I'll come down here and kick your ass. How's that? I'm tired of this crap. I'm tired of people saying all this ridiculous stuff and they don't know nothing about you. My rating was 2.34 reputation, whatever that means. I have no idea what that's supposed to mean. So my reputation. You don't know me. How can you write up anything about my reputation when you don't know nothing about me? And now they have another counter company that is now wants to charge you to to upgrade your reputation. Shut the fuck up with this shit, guys. Seriously. You don't like me? I don't give a shit. How's that? Good chance I probably won't like you either. I don't like a lot of people. But whether or not you think I'm a good person or not has no bearing on me. I know who I am. I know what I've done. And I shouldn't have to prove to everybody who I am and what I've done. Just like you shouldn't have to either. All right? But these are the things that are causing the problems as to why most average Americans cannot afford to take their family on even a camping trip anymore. There is no all this talk about all this extra money. The only people making any extra money right now are the rich folks. Nothing's happening here in West Virginia. If you want to try and get a job here in West Virginia, NGK, which is the one factory we have here in the Charleston area, and the stamping plant. Stamping plant, no one wants to work there because apparently it's like 120 degrees inside the building all the time. I've seen camera shots of their temperature clock, and sure enough, that's absolutely ridiculous. They don't keep it cool enough for the people in there to work. NGK, like I said, the spark plug company here, they've got a little scam going on where what they do is they use manpower to obtain help. They never hire anybody on full time, or very rarely do they hire people on full time. When the contract's over, they get rid of you and they bring somebody else in where the state helps them to pay for the employee instead of these people hiring on full time good employees. Other than that, Bojangles, who just came in here about 2 years ago, is already shutting down all 4 of their restaurants that they put here for lack of business. Everything else that I've seen on the job posting boards and stuff like that are for restaurant jobs, which are going to be, part-time to maybe 32 hours. You're going to get minimum wage. You're going to barely be able to make it. There's nothing happening here. There's no jobs. Jim Justice talks about how he's in Donald Trump's attached to Donald at the hip. It ain't the one with Don's money in it. That's for damn sure. Or if it is, we're not seeing any of it. So these are the reasons why most Americans can't take a vacation, because everything has gotten so ridiculously expensive that you can't possibly even save money for a retirement or to take your family anywhere. All right? It's got to change. I don't know how it's going to change. The only thing I could see possibly fixing all this is that we would have to cut all of our ties to countries like China and these people that are manufacturing all these items that we like to buy, these little baubles and trinkets, like your laptops, your iPhones, and all that stuff. And it needs to be made here. That's the only way that you're going to ever be able to bring any of that back. You can still see all these places that are still derelict buildings that used to have companies in them that left and have never come back. So until that happens, I still don't see this big boom in the economy that we keep hearing about. It's not happening here in West Virginia, and I'm just letting y'all know that that's how I feel. Anybody got any questions or comments, feel free. Please subscribe, like my page, and I'll keep you informed as best I can. Thank you. Super Dave, Average American News.